Hey, video game fans, this is Matt back for some more Battletech Extended, and it has been an extended period since I have recorded anything. It's been over a month. I have not neglected my gameplay. I have been playing almost every day. I have been playing other games, but I haven't recorded anything, so I'm not neglecting anything for anything else. I am putting in my logging in my time, but here's the thing. To be honest, none of the fights I've been in, any of the battles I've been in, were really worth recording. Uh, the last recording, I wrote this down. Um, let's see, it was just over a month ago, and the in-game time it was April 23rd, 3035, and as you can see now it is June 4th, 3037. So 2 years have passed in game. In that time, I've only had one new news message. In 3036 on May 15th, they had Comstar had a news break about the death of Maximilian Lau. That was the only news. They didn't have any of the other assassinations and usurpations and other things that had happened in that time period. But whatever, that's just history. Um, I also achieved an achievement on March 19th earlier this year, um, where I acquired I can't remember how many of them it is, 34, 40, I don't know, something, all of the launch day mechs. I finally assembled a cataphract, and that was the last mech I had to get from the base vanilla game, so that was kind of cool. Let's see, anything else? A lot of stuff has happened. When I last recorded, it was a series of videos I was doing because of doing a flashpoint, and I was down south of the, well, I guess it's whatever it is, windward of the Arana Restoration. We were down, I think we were here, yeah, at Paratalada, doing a bunch of missions. Um, I ended up working my way back into the middle of the like the central region of the space. You know, this is where Earth is, for instance. Um, but I was like, I decided when I started back, before I crossed over into the border into Marik space, I was like, I had done some missions here. I decided what would happen if I allied with, finally just, did it. I allied with the Free Worlds League and House Marik to get access to their various factory worlds for their shop, where you can buy some specialized faction uh, yeah, gear, mostly mechs, but some gear. It turned out pretty good. I hit their worlds were all kind of like right in here, and I hit up a bunch of them. Because you can see, I visited all the ones with the little dots. I worked my way down, visited almost all of them. There's a few I haven't been to yet, but I visited most of them. Um, of course, allying with them made me an enemy of the Lyran Commonwealth. That's fine. We weren't getting along very well anyway. And for the better part of 2 years, I was bashing my way through, uh, doing diddly do missions here and there, trying to find more gear. For the most part, the fights were cakewalk, really, really easy to get through. Until recently, when I lost several of my mech warriors. I lost 3 mech warriors in a very short span of time. Um, So my previous one, the last one I had lost was Nibbler and Lord Daki, both of them in the, look at, I mean, the last day, this was day 3,414, 3,700. There's a, 300 days between these two. Then there was a jump up to 4171. That's day 4,171. Then 4,201, which wasn't that much farther from there, and then another one in 4236. Just a handful, just basically the next system over. And all 3 of these were, paradox I'd had for a long time. Um, Dragon was again one of my specialists, and then I lost Coyote. Coyote was a big loss because he was the only archer specialist I had. Lost all 3 of them fairly recently. I managed to replace them. I have new mech warriors, fairly green ones, but
Ready for orders.
nonetheless, they fill the role. Um, Back to my star map. As I was doing missions, it occurred to me that I was running across Wolf's Dragoons missions on certain worlds, some of which were good, some of which were less good. There were some. Well, all I ever find were one skull missions that I could do, but didn't get me much, and the five skull missions, which I'm never qualified to do. I'm only qualified to do level 3 and lower. And so I've been hopping and hopping and hopping around trying to find um, like three skull worlds that I can do. So if I overlay this map, pretty much every three skull in this area I visited. A few of them I haven't, but as many as I could in this region of space. And then I crossed over and started going other places. The reason is because Outreach is there. That's where Wolf's Dragoons is based. And so I visited, and then after getting tired of not finding anything in the the three skull missions, I started visiting all the other worlds in the immediate vicinity, trying to find some missions so I could kind of do better, get into their good graces. Because it was during research that I found out that I could actually ally with multiple factions as long as they're not enemies of one another. So that kind of like dawned on me, well, why don't I make an alliance with the Draconis Combine? And so very recently, as of like one or two system jumps ago, I decided to formalize my alliance with them. Pros and cons. It was more pro than con because we had so many shared enemies. They both are at war with the Lyran Commonwealth. But it did force me to finally burn my bridge with the House Davian and the Free Worlds League, or the Federated Sons, because they're enemies with Draconis. It also cost me my honored status amongst the Outworlds, but I'm not planning on going to their space anytime soon, and there's mostly dead worlds out there anyway, so it wasn't really much of a loss. So right now I'm in really good with House Kurita and House Marik. The only other faction that they have in common that isn't their enemy is the Taurian Concordant, but I can't do anything with the Taurian Concordant without burning my honored status with the Arano Restoration, so I'm just going to leave that dog lie. So I had been bouncing around basically in this area. I also made an excursion deep into Lyran space trying to hit some worlds up, but it ended up amounted to nothing. It was on one of these that I lost one of my I think a coyote died out there. I quickly came back in. I still haven't found any flashpoint missions I'm even vaguely interested in doing. I thought about doing that one, but it's like it's only a 3-star, 3 skull. It's not worth it. This one would be great. It's lost tech, but it requires light mechs that I'm not gonna get rid of my mechs. My alliance with okay. Also, when I made the alliance with them, it was right after I burnt my bridges with the pirates and lost my access to the black market. Now, the black market is better overall, not because they get you better stuff than allying with the houses, but because there are black market worlds all over the place. So wherever you go, you can find a black market pretty much. I mean, not every world has black market, but you can find them short distance away from everything. So by allying with House Marik, I only have access to these, dozen or so systems, but they're fairly close together. I have found some decent tech. I have found a few mech parts. I've got some new mechs to show off, and I just got done reassembling. And there's some new tech coming down the pipes, very slowly, but it's coming. I want to ally with Wolf's Dragoons because they have good tech and they have good mechs, and I'm going to see if that's worth getting. But again, I have to improve my relations with them, so that's one of my focuses. I'm still trying to find missions with Comstar. I have not encountered Comstar since the last time I recorded that battle, where they showed up, and that was the last time I got decent tech out of a fight. Every time I visit a world, I'm saying, okay, is there Comstar presence? No Comstar presence. Is there Comstar presence? No, there's no Comstar presence. We got Comstar presence, so that's maybe a world I want to go to, that kind of thing. The pros and cons of the Draconis Combine. The pros are all great. The cons, there really is only one con about allying with them, and that's their factory worlds where I can actually get stuff. There's just a couple of them here along. I gotta turn this off. It's too hard to see things along the border. Otherwise, look at how far flung they are. There aren't that many of them. I mean, they have fewer factories than any of the other systems or any of the other ones. Other than this little cluster of 3 here, and one of them is on the wrong side of the border. It's now controlled in enemy space with the Federated Suns, so you can't even access that one. I'm currently on this world at Al Nair, and I'm planning on visiting this world because it's a 5-skull mission. It's got Comstar presence. It's probably going to have some really good missions in it before I go here, because this is only 1.5. I don't even plan on fighting anything there. I'm just going there to go to the store. But if you notice the dates on these things, it's going to take a month just to travel there from this distance, so it's a pain in the butt. And I want to visit out here as well, because these are close. I want to see if there's anything worth it. If not, I'm just going to come back over. I'd rather spend time in this area rather than going too deep into Draconis Combine space. Okay, back to my mechs. I had a lot of shifts. A lot of things came up. A lot of things got set down. I took the Victor out of my lineup for a while, and the Warhammer dropped out. But then the Thunderbolt and some of the other mechs that I was piloting, the Zeus, I had to drop the Zeus recently. And my Warhammer, or not my Warhammer, my Thunderbolt got destroyed, and I was like, So I brought back up a Warhammer, and it's been doing okay. I brought the Victor back up after sending it down. I've replaced some of these a couple of times over. I can't remember if I had both King Crabs last time, but I do have 2 King Crabs now. And I now have an Annihilator. It got that when I was in Marik space. I finally got the last 2 pieces of it so I could assemble the thing, and it's been doing okay. It's got massive firepower, but it becomes a target because of that, because they want to take out the threats. And I have 5 Atlases in my lineup. I have my old A's that I've had forever, and the D's that I added in after that, and then the most recent addition was picking up a RS model. And because I had 5 of them, I decided it's getting too confusing to keep track of which ones are which, so I decided let's name them. Because I have 5 of them, I named them all, and they're all Atlases. I said let's give them all an A name. So I got Abel and Angie, Ajax, Annie, and Abraham. And instantly I know which one is which, just because the way I named them. I know which mech warriors prefer this one or that one or whatever, so I keep them in the mechs that I'm used to using with them. I didn't mess any of the names with the rest of them. And I recently just got done. When I came to this world, I did a battle. It was pretty destructive. I didn't lose anything, but I had to reassemble some things. I should also point out my bull shark. Yeah, I'll get to that. So I've recently reconfigured my almost 2/3 of my mechs with slightly different equipment and upgraded it. So my Warhammer is currently an all laser loadout. It works fine the way it is. I didn't do anything different with it. The Archer is still fine. I have the double set of the Artemis LRM 20s, one that's not heavily modified and one that is. That's all it needs. I don't even have any backup. A lot of ammo. My Grasshopper, I've had one minor adjustment to it. It's still essentially the small lasers, medium lasers with the jump jets. I have been going to systems that are getting me heat banks, so I have a few new heat banks because, double heat sinks are impossible to find, but I can find heat banks if I go to the right worlds. The one change I made, I put in a tag laser because I managed to pick up a laser tag laser. This is one of these that makes it so energy weapons and ballistic weapons, once you've tagged an enemy mech with it, it does extra damage. That's everybody in your lance and all your allies. So once you've tagged an enemy mech, they're going to suffer more damage from energy and ballistic weapons. I thought it was good to stick it on a weapon that's just covered with energy weapons, so it works out good. He likes to get in close, tag the enemies, and then everybody else can support him. Like a Warhammer that has all energy weapons, for example. My Victor, I went away from the one weapon setup and now have three AC2s in the right arm. That's the only weapon it carries. It carries those three long, super long range, low heat weapons. It's got its jump jets. I don't even think, yeah, it doesn't even have a heat sink, a bonus heat sink on it at all. It just jumps around sniping things. Works out really well. My striker, I've gone through a couple of redesigns on this. I was using an LB10X for in its right arm or left arm to complement its laser array. That was working fine. It was able to do a significant amount of damage, but I was having a harder problem with the heat. I needed more heat sinks. I needed more armor. I just needed more stuff. So I downgraded it. I eventually got it downgraded to an AC5 that's bonused up. Significantly less powerful than the Big 10, but I was able to put an anti-missile system on it. I was able to put in a bunch more heat sinks, so now it's a lot more efficient. I've dropped in a big arm mod as well into the right arm, so it's a lot more combat efficient now, even though its firepower is slightly less than it was before. So the classic awesome that I've been using forever and ever was the 3 PPCs, and that's all it had, 3 PPCs. Great, but when I don't have a lot of heat banks and I don't have double heat sinks, the thing was just overheating too much and it wasn't being as effective. So I changed its configuration. It might even be a different model, to be honest with you. I don't even know if it's the same model I was using before. So I have an ER PPC in the right arm. That's its primary big gun. It's got another PPC in the left. So instead of a 3 PPC, it's using 2. And the ER, the great thing about this, it's the same size. Same tonnage, but it's got the extended range bonus, plus it has the plus 10. I just replaced this just the other day, just yesterday. I had a PPC plus 10 damage, and I saw that I had an ER one that was the exact same weight. It's a slightly more heat, but heck with it. This is a lot better weapon, so I dropped that in there. It supplements that with a couple of 3 medium lasers, a couple of machine guns with the bonus range. Of course, it's got the big arm mod and the one off arm. And then I dropped in my 2 Artemis SRM4s. I picked up a couple of those recently, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to put those in there. They can hold 2 missile racks. Works out pretty good. It's a little more flexible now. It doesn't quite have the big bang of having 3 PPCs, but it's still got a significant bang. And plus, I can alternate. Because whenever you use these PPCs, it penalizes your targeting ability in the next round. It gives you a penalty. Allows me to alternate. I can stop using the PPCs and use my other firepower, then switch back. Works out pretty well. Stalker's the same. It's still the same. 2 LRM 15s, 2 LRM 10s, 2 LRM 5s, so it gives it kind of a massive missile platform for me. My Cyclops, still doing what it was doing. It's using the medium lasers. It's got the electronic countermeasures, as well as all the advanced combat mod and the battle computer. So it's basically an intelligence hub that helps hide my other units. The only thing I did different is I dropped one of the lasers for an SRM2. It does a little less damage, but at a lot less heat. So I was never able to fire all of its lasers at the same time more than once anyway. So this is it's just a slightly more heat efficient. The Bull Shark. I'd already been struggling keeping all of its components, all of these great Star League Defense Force components intact, and then I lost a right torso and a left torso and arm. Losing the arm was no big deal. I got plenty of LB10Xs and AC2s lying around, so I was able to replace those. But what I couldn't replace, there were 2 Star League Defense Force ER medium lasers in this torso. Lost them both. So I still had the 2 that were in the right torso, but I didn't have the ones in the left. So I was like, oh, I can't do that again. I don't have any good replacement. This is 100% better than the standard medium laser. I mean, it just has better range. It's just more efficient around the clock. So I put one here and one here. So if I lose a torso again, at least I'm not going to lose 2 of these guys in the same shot. I had to supplement them with a standard, medium laser with upgraded damage. So the overall, I mean, it still says maximum firepower. I'm still at the full grade firepower according to this list. But if you look at the maximum damage up there, it says 327. It was significantly higher than that before. Before I've had to supplement these. I had so many better things when I had all these great things. This is a significantly downgraded mech compared to what it used to be. It still has lethal punch, but it's not if it blasted anybody once, it would just destroy them instantly, and it doesn't have that capability anymore. It takes a little more finessing, but yeah. You throw in the extended, the range of the AC2 versus the chaoticness of the shotgun blast of the 10X, and the Gauss rifle, of course, is always awesome. So it's good, not quite as good as it used to be. I also lost a double heat sink in that fight, so I'm down to only one double heat sink. I think I only have two in all of my mechs, and it's got one of them. Horrible. Marauder 2, I don't think I've done anything different in the last 2 years except replace things that get destroyed. I guess I do have an ER PPC now, but other than that, I'm still using the PPC bi-laser, large laser combo. Those 3 blasts are usually good enough to take down what I need to take down. My 2 king crabs are an interesting mix. They're not identical. They're slightly different array. This one uses a double AC5, one on each side, supplemented with 4 machine guns with all jacked up. It's got both of them have the 4 medium lasers in the right torso, but this one has 4 long-range missiles in the left. It did have 2 I was experimenting with Infernos. I'm not doing that anymore. There's just no reason to. They borked the heat system on these things so badly that it's just almost impossible to get enemy mechs to overheat. It used to be a valid strategy, but you can't do it anymore. This king crab mixes it up a little bit. So it's got an AC2 in one arm for the very long range sniping ability, but then it's got a big, huge, powerful AC20 in the other hand, supplemented with machine guns, medium lasers, just like the other mech. But instead of dropping 4 missiles over here, I put in 2 Artemis SRM-6s. So this one really wants to get in closer. It can fire at long range, but most of its weapons are going to be at the shorter end. I mean, that's 270. These are going to be 270. Medium lasers, 270. That's its lethal range. If it can get into that 180 to 270 meter range, it just destroys whatever it shoots. But of course, they're not a real fast mech, so it's kind of a challenge to get it in close enough. So I'm going to skip over the Atlases for a second. The Annihilator. This is how I geared up my Annihilator. So I got my last Star League Defense Force LB-10X in one arm. I got a standard LB-10X in the other. The difference is fairly minor. It's only a half-ton lighter, but it does do more damage. It's, yeah, probably a little more heat though, does no, same heat. Those are the primary weapons. It's also got an Ultra AC5. My only, as far as I know, it's the only Ultra autocannon I currently have. I've lost a couple of them, supplemented in the right torso. Then we got some medium lasers and small lasers to support it, and that's it. Got a big ass heat bank. Otherwise, it's, and it's got 2 AC2s in the left torso. So it's got some long range attack, and then it kind of mixes and matches. It's mostly just firing these autocannons. I really should drop in a TTS for ballistics, because this is all ballistic loadout primarily. Decent. Its firepower, I think, is higher than any of my other current mechs. It's at 485. I don't think any of my other big hitters are at 485. Well, I was wrong, 486. But there's a big asterisk on that. There's a big asterisk on these because that's incorporating all the machine guns and medium. I mean, it needs to get in really close. It does have a big AC-20, but how many times is this thing going to fire all of its weapons on the same target? Not likely. Whereas this thing's got all, these are significantly longer range weapons. So in terms of what it can do on any given round, this is a king. This thing can knock out almost anything. So then there's my Atlases, and I've recently done some major refits on my Atlases. For starters, I took out the two that had mortars on them. I took them out, so they're reconfigured. But this is what I got currently: an Able. Able uses the two Star League Defense Force ERPPCs. Neither one of them are bonused, but they're both good. They both have high damage, very good range because of the extended range on there. It means they don't have a minimum, and they have a further maximum range. Those are the primary weapons. Right torso's got an array of short-range missiles. I put in a Narc missile beacon, which is something else I've recently acquired in one of the stores. Basically, it's the same thing as the tag does for energy and ballistics. The Narc beacon does for missile weapons. Unfortunately, it does have a limited ammo supply. I only have one Narc supply, and so I can only use this thing 6 times. So you got to be a little more diligent. But here's the thing: the Narc beacon is a medium-ranged weapon. It has a range of 270, so it's not as useful for long-range missiles, and a long-range missile environment. Works fine for short-range missiles. So that's why I jacked up on the SRM-2s to go along with it. So once we're within range, all of these are capable of hitting. And I also got a Streak short-range missile. It's the first one of those I've managed to pick up. The Streak doesn't fire the missiles unless it gets a firm lock, and then boom. So it's going to hit. If it fires, it's going to hit what it fires. Unlike the standard SRM-2s, which could hit, could miss. So it's got a decent medium range capability with all these SRMs. It's also got an AC2 for long range. So between the PPCs and the AC2, that's its long range hit. And if it gets in close, it's got some machine guns, and it's got all these SRM2s to finish whatever it needs to finish up. Angie, not a lot of changes in this mech. It uses the double large laser, so it's not using PPCs, but it makes up for that by having an AC5 instead of the AC2. It's also got a Streak SRM2, but over here it's got more of a broad mix. It's got an LRM5, and then 3 SRM4s. So it's got a more diverse missile selection. It does do more damage than Able, but it's a nice mix. Able was one of the ones that lost its mortar. Basically, I replaced the mortar with a bunch of short-range missiles. That's all I basically did with that. Ajax still using the Gauss rifle, and this is one of the few that's using it in the torso. It doesn't have the capability to put it in the arms. So he's got a large laser, medium laser, some small lasers. So it's supported by lasers, but this is its primary weapon. And it's also supported by an Artemis LRM-5, and a standard LRM-5, so it's got some missile support too. But there's not much ammo. This thing tends to run out of ammo in most of my fights pretty quickly because I only have 1 ton of ammo. So I can only fire it 12 times and it's empty. Then there's Annie. Annie uses the PPC as the primary weapon, supported by a bunch of lasers. And then the Gauss rifle. So this is her big punch. The Gauss rifle combined with the PPC, SRM-6, SRM-2 as a support missile system. Not a lot of ammo. Again, it'll burn through that ammo pretty good. But the short-range missiles, which means it's not going to burn through them as fast. You tend to burn through long-range missiles faster because you're further away. You can target. These can't be targeted until you get relatively close. So how often are you going to be that close to things before you destroy them? When you're in an Atlas, it usually doesn't take long. And then there's the Abraham, which is the RS model. So it has a slightly different array of weapon capabilities. So it's using a more standard, it's got an extended range large laser and a normal large laser supplemented with some mediums. It's using machine guns instead of small lasers, which are significantly less heat problems. Double AC5 instead of 1 big gun. It's going to have 2 smaller ones. And some long-range missiles that it can fling. Again, it doesn't have a lot of ammo, so it tends to run low on that. Solid, though. Nothing, again, they're Atlases. They don't have, unless you want to sacrifice all that diversity in fire and just put in a big cannon, there's only so much you can do with those. So anyway, that's the situation there. Now, the situation on the world I'm on. I've got 3 big fights ahead of me. 2 of them for the Draconis Combine. Both of those are against House Davian. And I have 1 mission here for the Free Worlds League against the Donegal Guards of House Steiner. So these are going to be big time fights. The last fight I was in here, which I've already completed, was ridiculously hard. I'm going to record the first one and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to pick the one that's the higher value, so the A team. High tonnage Rangers are soon going to make planetfall. This is one of House Davian's highest rated units. They suggest it's a larger force. They're scouting for a suitable landing site. We need a competent mercenary company to intercept them. And if there are planet-side allies, send any support. Use them, wipe them out as well. So we're not exactly on friendly ground here. So this could be one of those fights where we have a lot of enemies. I can't guarantee that it's going to be a great fight, but I'm hopeful because it's been so long since I've had a good fight. It is in the desert. I got to keep that in my head. Oh, I did get one of the a piece of a mech that I am. Oh, I should go look at that too. I want to go into my mech bay here. Into storage. So I have a bunch of atlases ready to go. I have another RS, 2 A's, 2 D's, and I keep getting more and more of them. This is actually an Atlas 2. Yeah. A couple of Banshees, Cyclops. I've recently got some Highlanders completed. Longbows, more Stalkers, Awesomes. A Charger, which is the most ridiculous mech ever designed. Talk about oversized nothing. Some Strikers, Thug, extra Victors, come Zeus models. So I'm ready to bring those back whenever I can. Going down in class, Marauders. The thing I wanted to point out was that I managed to get my hands on, finally got my hands on a chameleon part. Fighting in Lyran space, I managed to pick up one or two pieces, so I'm slowly getting closer to one of my long-term goals, which is to have a Cyclops, or not Cyclops. I'm reading something. A chameleon. It's not like it's a great, it's not the end of the world. It's not a great mech, but like I said, it holds a place in my heart. So I kind of want to get one built at some point. Oh, it's in there somewhere. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Did I have any assault mechs that I was getting closer to working? I know I just picked up a Marauder 2 pieces. Get back to the top. The heaviest mechs. That one. The Devastator. I found one piece from a Devastator in a recent fight. That's a 100-ton mech that I'm curious about. I don't know if I've ever seen one of them until I fought in this battle. I have another King Crab that's almost completed. I'm one part away from getting a third King Crab. There's the Marauder 2 that I got one piece of. I'm a few pieces away from getting another Bull Shark. Night Star. I only have one of those I've come across. Another Highlander. An Emperor. We'll see if I can get some more of those, because that's only one piece of that. So some of these I'm really starving just to get one piece. I have 2 pieces of a Crockett. Yeah, let me go smaller. Okay, back to the mission at hand. Let's see how this goes now that I'm all caught up on everything. A-team in the desert. Yeah, that was a delay. Last fight I got into some heat issues, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to get some appropriate mech warriors for this fight. Let's see. Definitely want Maniac. definitely want Porcupine and Stranger and Sugar Glider. Alright, T-Bone. Whoops. T-Bone. What's ENG? Time Lord. Might as well do the Stalker. Porcupine. He's almost there on the Bull Shark. He's almost there on the Bull Shark. Let's do the Bull Shark on there. So I have a second specialist in the Bull Shark. Ah, it sucks. Stranger's my Thunderbolt master, and it's decaying slightly, but I'm getting her transitioned into using an Atlas. Put her in Ajax. And Sugar Glider, I have the choice of either doing the Victor or the Grasshopper. She's better with the Grasshopper, but the Victor is... She only needs one more mission, and she gets that up, so I might as well do that. Ulysses, yes. Everybody that has an archer skill, I gotta keep upping their archer skills, because I can't get rid of my archer. It's too valuable as a missile support. That means I do have room if I want Grackle to go in there with the Grasshopper. Because the Grasshopper, she doesn't have any other mechs that she can really pilot right now, so we'll do the Grasshopper, which is a hot running mech, which is dangerous to do in the desert, but it's got some tactical advantages that I like. 700 tons. Oh God, I got into one fight where I showed up with, I think, two allied Kurita units, and we were fighting off against, God, it must have been 4 or 5 different lances. It was a humongous battle, but it was a mixed bag of mechs, though. I mean, there were light mechs out there and medium and heavy. It was just the sheer volume of targets I had to take out. And then again, I'm not going to record any missions in the urban environment. As long as I got that stupid graphic glitch, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon, I'm not going to highlight it. I'm not going to make much money on this mission. I need to make back some money because I just purchased a bunch of new gear. I purchased some... What did I buy? I bought it was an extended range PPC, and I bought 2 of them, I think, and each one of them cost me $3.5 million. So dropping 6-7 million for that purchase, really set my finances back. I've been running at around 3 million, or whatever it is, cents, 3 billion cents, or 3 million, yeah, for almost 2 full years. It just kind of bounces right around at anywhere from 25 up to 30, but 30, 32. Okay, we did get a support unit. It's just one. I think it's just one. Yeah, 4 Draconis. That's not bad. They won't take too many of my kills from me that way. Oh, great. They're in a friggin' canyon that this is going to be interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to help them out any. First Robinson's Rangers. I love named units.
Roger that.
Let's see. Looks like a vehicle stuck in the rocks there. Yeah. There's another vehicle there. This might be a sucky mission. This might just be a double lance. I've gone into some of these where I had 2 lances, of course, my 8 mechs. I came in with 8 more mechs allied, and we were fighting against 4 mechs, and that was it. It didn't take very long to wipe out 4 mechs. Okay, I think I can start moving now.
Right here. Mm-hmm. Firing up the jump jets.
Hmm. Start. Oh, an archer. Good. That's a good one to start targeting.
Good to go.
Can't get any closer than that. Fine.
Got it.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Okay, good. We're gonna have a fight here. I was afraid it was just gonna be 8 mechs or vehicles and mechs.
Got a lock.
Okay.
Standing by.
Well, I could start flinging missiles, or I could run and get a little closer to the action.
Moving out.
I do have a stalker and an archer, so I have plenty of missile support. I guess I should have run 40. But that.
Target acquired.
Right here. Yep. Move order received. Affirmative.
Yes, boss?
Heading out.
Get up that hill. See if I can knock him off his perch a little.
Firing all weapons.
Nope. Okay.
Something I can do.
Can't do anything about his mortar. The thumper cannon is a permanent part of this mech. Unfortunately, running doesn't help him much. Maybe an extra space or two.
What's up, boss?
Alright, her missiles aren't that great, so I'm gonna run instead.
On it.
Quicker we engage, the quicker this battle is gonna be.
What can I do for you?
Luck. They're not really close. Oh, jeez, where are you at? Oh my god, you're on a stupid plateau. Oh my god. The drops on this thing suck. I really, really hate their random drops. God, I wish I could turn those off. Can't get off of this thing. I am stuck up here. I don't think I can go down this thing over here. He doesn't have jump jets. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Pedal to the
If
metal.
I wasn't recording, I'd quit this mission and restart it. But every time I quit and restart the mission in one save like that, the game ends up freezing up when I get done with the fight. Makes me fight the entire fight, and then it won't take me to the results screen after the fight's over. It just gives me a background screen and sticks there. So I am loath to reboot the fight just because there's one mislanded mech. I mean, at the very least, they could let me walk around, but no, they put me right up against the stupid boundary for the dang mission, so I can't cross the friggin' boundary. Oh, it ticks me off. Got a whole atlas just sitting there.
Commander.
God dang it, that ticks me off.
Here goes. Firing at him.
See, it's tagged.
I'm guessing you didn't like that, did ya?
Would you take my kill from me? Jerks.
Aye, aye. Confirmed.
archer. Jeez, you gotta get over here in the trees, dude. A little bit of cover. Yeah. Grackle's kind of vulnerable over there. That's why I gotta get these guys over the hill. Nice shooting, Tex.
Receiving you.
I hear ya.
Okay, maybe. I don't think I can get out of here. I'm stuck here. God dang it. Stuck
Right,
on a
Commander.
plateau. I'm gonna run out of missiles before I'm useful to anybody. I absolutely hate the random drops. I wish I could
There's
turn 'em
more
off.
where that came from.
If they made sense, it wouldn't bother me, but I'm always getting this stupid thing happening. Half of my units are on the ground, the other half are up on a plateau that they either can't get off of or they have to travel halfway across the map to get off of. So I end up just rebooting it. I want to fire my dropship pilot because he's an absolute moron. That's why I hate the random drops. I wish they'd just turn that off and go back to the vanilla drops.
Good to
At least
go.
they're predictable. They don't screw you over at half the fights. The worst ones are the ones where you have to intercept a convoy. Oh my god, the number of times they put you in the absolute worst place on the field for those. They reboot it 3, 4, 5 times and they're still putting you in horrible places. Making it next to impossible to get a complete objective. So I usually just say screw it. I'm not doing any of them anymore.
On my way.
It's one of the only things I don't like about the extended. Some of the things they chose to do. I don't like how they worked the heat system. I hate the random drops.
I hope we can salvage that.
Other than that, I pretty much like everything else they've done. It'd be nice to find some of this tech every once in a while instead of endlessly grinding to get it.
Yeah? What can I do you for? On my way. Double time.
Gotta get somebody over there.
Ready for orders.
Close, not quite.
Heading out.
Next round we'll get some direct fire weapons down there.
Locking on target.
Alright, sugar glider.
I hear ya.
Sugar glider.
Taking the high road.
Those autocannons. Autocannons are worthless against something that close, so we gotta shoot at somebody over here. Naughty, naughty, very naughty.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. Let's get a little elevation. Split cargo.
Setting target.
Shouldn't have stepped out of that forest. Alright, new round. Yeah, he's not gonna be around much longer.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, I also put a small pulse laser in here. That's new. That was one of the upgrades I threw in here just for the heck of it. Booyah.
Target destroyed.
Yeah?
Get up the hill.
On my way. Roger.
Much better than last time.
Solid connection on that one. I've been sensor locked.
Yeah. So they're taking the brunt of the attacks.
Waiting for orders.
Gotta keep you in this somehow.
You betcha.
God. What a waste.
No sweat.
Absolute waste. It'd been one thing if I would have my stalker up there, at least with that massive long-range firepower, I'd be fine, but... Ouch.
What's up, boss?
Let's see. Up on top of the hill.
Move order received.
Really wants to get in close, but it's not going to get that luxury.
Affirmative.
Those king grabs, once you get within
That's the
their
deal.
medium range striking capability, they're pretty lethal. Man, he's taking a lot of shots.
Good to go.
Oh my god. Sprint.
All in air.
Engage these guys.
Receiving you.
There we go.
Moving out.
How's it going?
Okay, where do I want you to be? Preferably in the trees.
Move order received. Firing.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Okay, she gets a bonus if she jumps. So might as well
No
jump.
sweat.
Might as well jump.
Got it.
Yeah, breaching shot, all three of them. It's just an AC2. It's just there to soften them up, finish them off if they're weak.
showing minor damage.
Everything you got.
Yes.
Commander.
Yeah, she's gonna have to cool down. Yeah, much better cool down.
Hauling ass.
It's a big invasion. Yeah, hammer that thing so I can finish it off.
Yes, Commander. Location confirmed.
Yeah. Right arm and torso.
Badass.
Halves his weapons.
Commander? On the move.
Knock him
Target's
down.
taking a critical hit.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
On it.
Ooh, I thought that might have killed him. Soften the Warhammer up a little. Man, a bunch of them over there. We've only destroyed one unit from each of the 3 lances.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Jerks.
Moving out.
Let's go fire my AC-5.
Yeah. Location confirmed.
Goodbye.
One for the scrap heap.
Yeah, 2 vehicles. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
punch out. He's holding on.
Standing by.
Okay, finally within range, doing some damage.
Roger that.
More direct fire. Yeah.
Locking on. No retreat.
Yeah, another one bails. I'm surprised he hasn't bailed yet. It's getting close. It's getting close.
I'm listening.
Alright, get into the trees.
Location confirmed.
Do a little medium laser fire. Yeah, this will be good. He doesn't have the protection of the forest anymore.
Lock in target. I think I just hit on something special.
Warhammer, I'm not worried about. Easy enough to kill, but they can pack a punch. Can.
Receiving you. Heading out. Giving them everything I've got. Nice. Got past his armor.
Yes. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with him.
Not much armor left in that location.
Yeah, I don't want him firing that way over and over.
Orders?
Don't know if I got the firepower to finish them off easily. Alright, we're gonna have to get you off this rock anyway, so let's get down here.
On my way. Double time.
Gives them a chance to cool down a little. Yep.
Receiving you. Got it. Acknowledged. Critical hit, Commander.
Punch outs though.
I hear ya. Tell me what to shoot.
Okay. Creating a little distance here. I want them to come closer and they're standing out of range. Okay.
What can I do for you?
Jumpy jump jump. That's what you can do for me.
Uh-huh. Take this!
Oof, told you. Could be used to finish off opponents.
Waiting for orders. Affirmative.
Strong, 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 strong.
Engaging.
Nice. Alright.
Receiving you.
This shit. Well, let's just. Yeah, let's just.
On the move.
It's a little closer. Hit him with everything you got. Yep, he absorbed it.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Alright. Lost an arm and a torso. Gotta get to that longbow one of these days. Let's get that
Commander.
twerp out of the way, and then I can move on to the longbow.
Heading out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna die here. Oh, I'm gonna overheat though if I do it. Oh, but it's so worth it.
Guess I'll give it to him then.
Oop, didn't die. Man, he's close.
That there was a critical hit, that was.
Oh, I thought he was gonna punch out.
My heat gauge is all red.
What can I do for you?
It's getting harder and harder to reach my targets.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Yeah, get out of the trees. Cox, I lost my better
System
missile. Now I am ticked.
Yeah, Commander.
Now I am really ticked off.
Commander. Standing by.
God dang it.
Locked on. One less target.
Wouldn't hurt so bad if he would have knocked out the one that isn't bonused up. Jesus.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here.
Standing by. Here we go.
Ready for orders. Position confirmed.
Alright, now I just gotta mop them up.
One less target.
Now they're all at 75%, so they all have one unit left. Crusader, it won't take long to bring him down.
I hear ya. Ready, set. Got it.
Ready for orders.
Ooh, I can just get there.
You're fine. Solid connection on that one.
Okay, couldn't do a precise target.
Orders.
Alright.
Aye, aye. Confirmed.
Gotta cool down.
Orders?
Finally can do a precision shot on somebody. Not bad.
I'm out of LRMs.
Yep, told you. They run out quick. Ticked off.
Waiting for orders.
Bad enough you knocked out my #1 archer, pilot, but now you're killing my archer. Unleashing fury on you. Destroyed 2 LRM-20s. Take that.
Solid connection on that one.
I'm gonna have to go back to using standard weapons.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Still in the game.
Uh-huh. Receiving you. Attacking from position.
Hell, these guys are on the
Target
side of the
neutralized.
mountain. That stupid ridge is gonna be a problem. But we're almost done here. Only got 2 more targets.
Waiting for orders. I leap. I soar.
To breach, and then 2 in him.
No problem. I've got enough guns for everyone.
Commander.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with you? Can you go up that hill? I don't think so, but we'll try.
No problem.
If you can't, then I'm gonna lob his mortar over the top of that bridge.
Commander.
At least you got a few missiles left.
Moving to position. Engaging target. That hit something good. Let's get this done, folks. Right here. Mm-hmm.
Cool down. Poof, didn't cool down much. Oh, there we go. Ooh, he's getting closer.
Aye, aye. I copy. Scored a critical hit.
Now what you gonna do? Bleed on me?
Ready for orders. Heading out. Locking on target. What's destroyed?
It's not
Good to
doing
go.
anything, so it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get him.
On the move.
Sitting in that forest with damage reduction.
Firing.
Just have to get him the old-fashioned way.
What can I do for you?
Pretty sure he's out of range now.
Resting my mech.
Oh, he's gonna come out of the forest. Sweet. Now it's a lot easier to take him out now. A lot of firepower.
What can I do for you? Time to fly. All weapons are go.
What's up, Commander?
Yep, I didn't think so.
Okay. Full speed it is.
Oh, I was gonna fire my mortar, but yeah, it doesn't do that much damage, really. Alright,
Yes, Commander.
Stranger. Also won't be able to get up there, but he can fire some missiles.
Roger. Rear armor it is.
Almost there. Tag this guy.
Yeah. Affirmative. Outmaneuvered you, didn't I?
Ah, didn't even need the tag.
That's a junker.
Alright, that should be it.
Mission successful.
Not fantastic mix to salvage, but we'll see what we got. So I just had to get something recorded because it's been a month and 2 full years, more than 2 years in game has happened, inching ever so closely towards the clan invasion, but we still got another, what, 14 years yet? 13 maybe. Ooh. Got plenty of all those. It's a bonus by laser. Yeah. There we go. Always gotta get my bonus small lasers. Eh, eh. Plenty of those. Well, wasn't the most thrilling battles, but it wasn't bad. It was quick, I'll give it that. There's some battles that just drag on and on and on, and they're tactically interesting, but it's more experiential. It's more exciting to be in the fight than to be watching it, I'll say that. Okay, go ahead and build the K. And sell it. Oh, God, what am I going to do with my archer? It's really... Grasshopper overheated, no big deal there. But the archer lost a really good Artemis missile system. which means I got to go back to the standard LRM-20 unless I want to change it up and go for something a little different. Got another Streak SRM-2 waiting to put on something. Worst part is I don't even have any LRMs that, yeah, no more Streak or Artemis LRMs. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go back to the standard 20 again. Look how much less space it takes up. Well, that's an LRM-15. That's the wrong class there. That's the one I want. Yeah, it takes up less space. And it's lighter. It's going to give you back quite a bit of armor. Going down from 11 to 10. I guess it's only a ton. Alright, and I also lost 2 ammo, which I'll be able to get 3 back. And the TTS. Ugh, I forgot about the TTS. No, I'm not putting an exchanger. This thing doesn't... I mean, it's got some heat issues, but it's not that bad. TTS ballistic. I could upgrade it. Oh, that's pretty good. That's better than this one. That was +2. This one, oh, this one's ignore and evasion. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It says it's good. I mean, it's got 3 stars. This has only got 1, and it's small, so heck with it. We'll go ahead and use that. Oh man, I can do ECM on this thing too. It would be 6 tons. It would be overweight. I'd have to trim something else. Still got the 75 on the rangefinder. Drop a heat sink in there. Ammo, maybe a LRM. So I actually upgraded 1 extra LRM ammo because I improved this and made it lighter. Because I think this was, yeah, it was a ton more. Same space, but it uses 1 ton less. That's 1 ton less, so that got me 1 extra ammo and a heat sink. So I should be pretty good. I could have upped the armor, but I really don't care. He could lose his arms every fight. Don't want to lose my torsos. Does that extra 3 heat per turn really matter? Because the extra armor is a little extra protection. Yeah, I might go with the armor. It's getting a little weak. The fact that it lost a right arm and a torso means its armor was a little weak. Can't sustain as much damage.
Logged and noted.
And we're done.
Shouldn't be too hard.
I am tentatively going to record these other fights, but if I end up getting in them and realizing they're not worth keeping, I'm not going to continue recording, or I won't post them. We'll see. But plans for the future. So let's see where I want to go. My plan right now, finishing that up, traveling to here, seeing what's there. Maybe there'll be missions that I want to do. I mean, it's 5 skulls. I don't ignore 5 skull worlds. Then I want to go here. After that, Lost Tech. Ooh. Expires in 128. That's not... I think I'll go there. I do like Lost Tech missions. It's a long engagement. So my next recordings might be when I'm here. We'll see what I can gather in my next few plays, and then I'll head in that space. That's a lot sexier than the last ones I've been looking at. Love me some Lost Tech. So it might be a while before my next recording. It might be later this week. We'll see. Thanks for watching.